Hey, so on Tuesday at first class, I briefly went over the syllabus and engaged the class in a discussion about an article, a New York Times article about Obama and the end of black politics. While the article was insightful in some limited ways, so for some of you, the idea that there was a disconnect between black political elites born kind of after 65 and black political elites associated with the civil rights movement born way before 65. To the extent that some of you didn't know about that gap, the article was helpful. But there are a number of problematic aspects about the article. It was really narrow in its in the way it conceived of black leadership. Note that it was all about elected officials, and it's all about male elected officials, and it's very narrow in the discussion of what black politics actually is, right? So from reading that article, you get the sense that all black politics really is about black political elites fighting over office, right? But what it really is, it's about the competition over a wider array of resources, including care. And this is something I didn't really talk about. Even care is a political resource. You might talk about how you can love everybody, but the reality is that's not the case, right? So how do people fight, or how do different groups of people fight within black politics using scarce resources? How do they fight within and over institutions like the black church? So what I wanted to do with this session, or with our second session, is show you guys a video. It's called the Two Nations of Black America, I believe. It's narrated by and created by Henry Louis Gates. Now, Henry Louis Gates technically is a literature professor. English is his thing, but since he's become chair of the African American Studies Department in Harvard, he's branched out to deal with comparative politics, with domestic politics, with economics, right? What I want you to pay close attention to in this video, which is only approximately 60 minutes, is pay attention to the types of arguments he makes about why the two nations he identifies are actually where they are, right? Because that's where the politics are. So what I want you to do is, in fact, I want you to this is like a mini assignment, is to take just like 2 or 3 pages, double spaced, and write just 2 or 3 pages on who the two nations are, right? How do we know these two nations when we see them, and how, based on the logic of the video, how did they actually get where they are, right? How did one nation end up where it is versus the other nation? I want you to talk about that to the extent you can. Go back to the video, and then what we're going to do next week, before I begin to talk about the civil rights movement, is talk about the video and its politics, because I think, even though it's a bit old, I mean, this is actually a videotape as opposed to a DVD or even a Blu-ray. Even though it's a bit old, and it's a bit dated in some ways, I think that it's a really good representation of a certain type of modern articulation of why black people are where they are, or at least why certain black people are where they are. On that note, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. My email is unbowed@gmail.com, or you can feel free to give me a call. My cell phone is 410-429-0557. Turn the papers into me via email like on Monday, by next Monday. And I would suggest you write it before that, just to, when the video's fresh and your ideas are fresh. And I'll see you Tuesday. I hope you have a good weekend. Peace.